The palace staffers, they were absolutely disgusted when Meghan and Harry received this award. Let's talk about this for a moment and then I will explain to you what happened. But before I do that, I also want to let you know, guys, what happened back in the year 2022. And in March, there was a report that basically suggested that Meghan Markle, she was accused of bullying staffers. On September 24th, there was a report, the Economic Times, basically they published this article and they said, Palace insiders, quote, Palace insiders, Meghan Markle bullied staff, bombshell. Then you have another report, January of 2023, last year, and this was coming from page 6. They mentioned Palace staff members sticking to claims they were bullied. And then you have another article coming December 7, 2022 on New York Post, and it basically said that ex-Palace staffers seething with rage over lies in Harry Meghan's memoir, the book that they were writing. Then you have also another one coming from Newsweek, January 10, 2023. Basically, they said, quote, Prince Harry reveals whipping staff and why Meghan was bullying. I mean, Prince Harry whipping staff, right? Really, why Meghan was accused of bullying. And then you also have another report, March 2nd, 2021, basically said, quote, Meghan Markle saddened by bullying allegation. Now, you have to understand all of this things first before we talk about why these palace staffers, they were absolutely disgusted. But I want to share with you one particular article that caught my attention, and this article is talking about more in details, more elaborately as to what happened and how the palace staffer felt. Let's take a look at this article. As you can see right behind me, ex-palace staffers seething with rage over lies in Harry Meghan. It's all game for her. This is how they accused Meghan and Harry. Now, the first rule of the palace is you don't talk about the palace. A former Buckingham Palace employee who claims they were bullied by the Duchess of Surrogate or Duchess of Nobody called on the British monarchy on Wednesday to hit back at allegations that are expected to be made in the Harry Meghan docu-series. What I'm talking about here, why these palace staffers, they were absolutely disgusted when Meghan and Harry received this award. Well, there are two reasons mainly. Number one is because the award itself. The award was given to racial justice, equality, equity, and blah, blah, blah. And the second reason was because Meghan and Harry, they were doing the exact opposite for which they received the award. So the award itself basically was given to Meghan and Harry when they came to New York because they stood up against racism and structural racism and blah blah blah. And so Meghan and Harry, when they were receiving this award, the palace staffers, they went like, really? You are talking about justice and all that when you bullied us? This is why you're receiving this award? The second reason, as I said, the staffers, they testified themselves that Meghan and Harry, they bullied them. This is coming on Robert Herdman's book. Now, let's take a look at this article a little bit more, and then I will tell you what happened this time. So basically, the employee who no longer works at the palace told the Times UK that the only way for the allegations to be set straight is to remove the restrictions of their non-disclosure agreements and allow staff members to speak freely. Of course, that's something all of us, we wanted it, but that never happened. The palace, in fact, they actually will give you some incentive not to open your mouth. Do you agree with this kind of non-disclosure agreement with the monarchy and the palace? And the staffers? Let me know in the comment section below. But what I'm really talking about here, so what was that award for which the palace staffers, they were absolutely disgusted? Well, take a look at this particular article and you'll know what I'm talking about. Why Meghan and Harry award made palace aides laugh and cry. Let's read here a little bit. Buckingham Palace staff could either laugh or cry when news broke that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had accepted an award for their lifelong quote-unquote commitment to build equitable communities in 2022, a new book has claimed. Now, why they were so disgusted? Because they received this award or accepted this award for their lifelong commitment. Lifelong commitment. The reason the palace staffers, they were absolutely furious when they saw they were receiving this kind of award for lifetime commitment is because the palace staffer, especially those who stayed with the palace for so many years, even decades, they asked this question: how can these people receive lifetime commitment when they did not even commit to anything? Number one. Number two, they were asking this question, well, if the award was given to him, why then the king, the prince, that time Prince Charles, was not receiving the same award? Because Prince Charles that time, he was using his own trust money to commit to his causes. They were asking how come Harry is receiving this kind of lifetime commitment award when he did nothing. On the other hand, you have the prince that time again, he spent so much, his entire life, he spent so much money but did not get anything. So they were like absolutely shocked to see this kind of award being received by Meghan and Harry. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were named as recipients of Ripple of Hope Award. So I'm talking about Ripple of Hope Award from Robert F. Kennedy Human Rights Foundation in December of 2022, accepting the honor and in recognition of their work on racial injustice, mental health, and other social impact initiatives. Take a look at this list for which they are receiving this award. Racial justice. They did not do any justice to anybody. They are completely unjust to the palace aides. They are completely a bully against those people who were working, who dedicated so many years, decades of their life to the cause of the monarchy. They bullied them. They were not just with them. Mental health. When you bully someone, when you keep them on all the time busy with doing nonsense stuff, when you tell them do this, do that, you are actually harming them mentally and also physically. And other social impact initiatives, they have taken zero social initiative. Meghan and Harry, they have done absolutely nothing. Now, the couple attended the glamorous New York award ceremony amid the anticipatory media fallout for their Netflix docuseries, which was set to air its first installment of episodes just 2 days later. After receiving award, Harry and Meghan issued a statement through their actual foundation, which read, quote, "Together we know that a ripple of hope can turn into a wave of change." And the palace staffers, once they heard this statement, according to this new bombshell, they were furious. Really? I mean, turn that into a wave of change? Harry, you did nothing. Meghan, you did nothing. Who did all of this? Prince Charles, according to the palace staffers. So once they heard this statement coming from Meghan and Harry, they were absolutely cringed. I mean, really, you're just stealing everything from the monarchy's accomplishments. Though fans of the people celebrated the award win, the decision to name them as recipients raised eyebrows in royal circles, particularly in the context of the life's work performed by Harry's father. Again, Harry did nothing. His father committed to his cause. His grandmother committed to the cause. But who is getting this award? These are all PR, guys. I don't understand how Robert F. Kennedy, this lady could do this. Just completely brush them off, brush Prince Charles off, Prince William off, and then give it to the person who did nothing. Back in Britain, staff who had watched the king bring about his own wave of change, quote unquote, over many decades through his Princess Trust business in the community and multiple other organizations, could either laugh or cry, he wrote of the Ripple of Hope Award win. Again, this is coming from the book. Even the Sussex's most fervent admirers would acknowledge that in its 2-year infancy, Archewell had yet to demonstrate a lifelong commitment. The only commitment they show is getting money from donors, groveling to them, beg them, give us some money, and then use it for whatever cause they want. This is the lifelong commitment. And also, lifelong commitment for Meghan and Harry is working 1 hour per week to build a charity foundation and help and change the humanity. Work only 1 hour and that's it, you're done. This is their lifelong commitment. Their lifelong commitment is to rip people off and use them and abuse them and do all kind of nonsense stuff, whatever they're doing. At this time though, December 22, the palace was reportedly more concerned with what Meghan and Harry might be planning to say rather than the awards they were planning to accept. The audacity of Meghan and Harry is that they don't only receive this kind of award for which they deserve nothing, but at the same time they say big things. Their mouth, their tongue, they use it for their own PR, and they make big statements, hyperboles and all that, try to create this impression that they actually have their own kingdom in the States, and Meghan is the queen, Harry is the king there in their own mind. And this is exactly what makes a lot of people uncomfortable, totally uncomfortable, when Meghan and Harry, they receive this kind of award, because the next moment, before you even know it, Meghan and Harry, they are coming out and saying something really bad about the monarchy, at the same time praising themselves, and at the same time acting as if they have accomplished, they have done so much for the humanity, for the greater good of the world. This article is a long one. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you understood the gist of it. When they receive any award, there are people in the world who feels cringe. I'm telling you, there are some people who feel cringe, and not only that, they don't believe they don't deserve this award, but they also feel cringe and they are disgusted. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I will see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.